and welcome to your next Pilates session. Today I thought I would do a session that's short that you could do that encompasses all of the elements of Pilates, thinking about our flexibility and our mobility, our strength and our stability, leaving you feeling fabulous for the rest of your day. So let's start with just setting ourselves up properly, placing our feet hip distance apart and parallel. And I use the floor to align my toes. They don't want to go where they should. So the big toes are lining forwards, and I just like to do this. As you know, I tend to start most of the Pilates sessions like this, just to get that flexion in the big toe joint, and I can't stress enough how important that is. So I'm going to do just a few of these, and then allow yourself to settle, spreading your weight through the soles of your feet. Just being conscious of slightly soft knees. And then, as always, just lifting yourself up through the top of your head, lengthening through the back of your spine, through the back of your body, lengthening the spine, taking your head back slightly, lengthening the back of the neck, because we very often, most of us are here, so we need this. And with that position there, we just want to roll the shoulders, just to find that lovely, tall, broad position with the shoulders, arms hanging by your side, lengthening across the collarbones and the back of the shoulders. Just be conscious of your pelvis. We don't want to stick the pelvis forward like that with the tail out. That's called an anterior tilt. We want to find that neutral position. The ribs here connected with the pelvis, tail tucked under very slightly. And as we stand here, this should hopefully feel quite natural. I know for many of us it won't. But I'd like you to just breathe and breathe a little more deeply. And as you breathe out, just relax. Let the ribs fall down, let the shoulders fall down. Just be conscious of lengthening the neck once again. And also, as you breathe out, become aware of the pelvic floor muscle and that drawing in feeling at the waist, creating that belt of support around your waist. Your knees are just a little bit soft and you're tall and broad. And we're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, we're just going to take the arms all the way up and lovely and wide. Now, depending on the time of day that you do this, it depends on how this feels initially. And your aim is simply just to try and move the shoulders, but also help our posture. So as your arms go up and out nice and wide, your hands are going to be, or I'd like you to try and get your hands behind you if you can. So you're lengthening across the collarbones. Maybe thumbs up and back a bit, so you continue with that outward rotation of the shoulders. And we'll do 4 more. 3, last 2, and 1 more. Great. And from here, clasp the hands, breathe in. As you breathe out, stretch across the upper back and shoulders. Breathe in as you lift up, now breathe out and extend the arms again. So thumbs going back. Maybe just lift the chest, come forwards, breathe in, breathe out and stretch. Breathe in as you come up and then lengthen. Send the thumbs back, so that outward rotation of the shoulders again. Just what we need really to counteract our life's posture. So I'm going to ask you to do 2 more of those. And back. And 1 more. So we come forward, stretch here. Lift up, stretch here. Great. And now with that, we're going to do our swimming. I like this one. Little finger leads up and then down. So little finger up and down. So we are continuing to open across the front of the shoulders and the chest. But now we're adding some rotation. So try and turn around as far as you can. Look where you go. Notice my hips have moved as well. So there's movement at the ankle joints, the knees, and the hips. Going round and down, that's it. Good. So really aware of that nice lengthening, stretching feeling across the front of the shoulder. Brilliant. And I think we can do 1 more on each side. And then the other side. Good. And then relax. So we've moved the shoulders a lot. We should feel much more mobile there. Let's go down to the legs and just squat down. So as always, your knees need to go where your toes point. And we need to remember the arches in our feet. And initially our aim is simply to warm up the legs, get the muscles in the legs moving so the blood gets pumping, and also to move the joints. So we encourage fluid into the joints called synovial fluid to lubricate your joints, your knees, your hips, your ankles. So movement is good. That's it. And squat down as far as you can. And then lift up to the top of the head. And again, engaging that core so you support your spine and be tall. Pushing up. Fabulous. I'd like you to do 4 more, please. Remembering, as you push up, you still want your knees to go forward. Some people, their knees go in. We don't want that. Last one. And then I'm going to take the arms up, breathe in, squatting again, but this time round the back. And your arms swing by your side. So we're starting to think about lengthening those back muscles that we use all day long to support the spine as your arms swing and again. That's it. So the knees are bent. They point in the direction your toes point. Releasing through the shoulders. And I would like you to do 4 more. Last 3. Good. 2 more. And another one. And rest. Good. Roll the shoulders. All right. I'm thinking that you should be a little warmer. Heart rate's up maybe a little bit, having done those. And feeling a little bit more mobile. But we now need to just think about the stabilising muscles of the legs. So we're going to think just a little bit about balance. Initially, all we're going to do is bring our feet in a little closer. Spread your weight through one foot. I don't mind what you do with your arms, but here, with the other leg, you're going to breathe in, engage the core, focus your eyes, and as you breathe out, just lift the knee and tap the foot down. And then again. So we're well aware of that belt of support. Look, my top's making me look wonky, isn't it? That belt of support. We're focusing the eyes on a point in front that stays still. I think I've done 6 now, so we're going to do 4 more. Spreading your weight through the sole of that foot that you're standing on. Last 2. And 1 more. And then place that foot down. Change sides, lift the other leg. Spreading your weight through the sole of that foot. The knee is a little soft, you're nice and strong in your core. And you focus your eyes on a point in front. Ooh. Good. I've got 4 more on this side, so 10 altogether. And I'm not doing them slowly today, I'm just moving a little bit more, so these muscles in my feet have to guess a bit more, work a bit harder to keep me nice and balanced. Great. So now we're going to add more movement and transition. So we're going to squat and raise alternate legs. So breathe in, as you breathe out, sit back, push up and lift. Sit back, push up and lift. Now notice here, as I push up, I'm thinking about my shoulders as well, drawing my shoulder blades down my back, nice and strong in the core. And you can, as I've just done for the last 2, go nice and slowly and add that moment of pause at the top here. So you really are just making sure that you're balanced, you're strong in your core, lifting up to the top of your head, strong and balanced on that standing leg. As we transition across, that's it. Squat down, push up and lift. And again, squat, push up and lift. Fabulous. Keep going in your own time, drive up. And again. Good, corset of support. That's it, and again. Oh. Okay, well, I am going to do 3 more. Drive up, join me in doing 3 more. Last 2, and 1 more. Good, so really challenging the strength and stability in the lower half, being aware of our shoulders. So for now, just to ease ourselves out, we're going to squat down and roll up. So we sit back, relax over the legs, lift your bottom and draw yourself back up. Slide the shoulders down at the hip. And then again, sit back, relax, lift up, and draw yourself up. 2 more, please. As we just realign the spine, a little cheeky stretch in the back of the legs, which is all good. And 1 more. Good. As we draw ourselves up. Finally, with regards to strength and stability in the lower half, we're going to do a little bit more balance. We're going to stay standing on one leg. And we're going to do the one where we draw a big semicircle behind and a big semicircle back in front. So here, spread your weight through that foot. Put the toes in front, focus your eyes, and do whatever you like with your arms as you take the leg all the way around behind and all the way back round to the front. That's 1, and I'd like you to do 9 more. Really focusing on the strength and stability in your standing leg. Of course, you can touch the floor at the back, and then at the front, and then again. Good. Belt of support around your waist, please. Lengthening through the front of the hip. Good. And again. Good. Lots of movement here in this hip joint, as big a semicircle as you can. Now I know some of you might be adding in this nice flowing movement with your arms, which I think is absolutely lovely. And actually it should just flow. Have you done your 10 yet? I didn't count mine, so I'm just going to do 1 more because I think I may have done extra, and that's always allowed. And then notice the muscles that you've used on that standing leg as you spread your weight to the other foot. Align the pelvis, focus your eyes, engage your core. Toes in front, round behind, round back in front. And again. Really aware of that nice range of movement here at the hip joint. It might not be as mobile as the other side, or you might be struggling a little bit with the balance. You do know you can put your toes down at the front, toes down at the back, can't you? Yes, Anna, I absolutely can. And you could add in the arms. And hopefully you'll naturally add the arms in where you want them to flow. Good. And around you go. And back. Oh, lovely. I think I've done extra again, so I'm just going to do 1 more. Oh. And rest. Now I'm just going to do this. I quite like these little releases in between exercises as you sweep up and round and then the other way. So far we've really worked on the strength and stability and mobility of our legs. And now we're going to move up to the upper body. So let's just do 2 more and 1 more. First of all, let me remind you of your posture as we do a big roll of the shoulders, elbows point behind, reach down, lift the chest, and then relax. So big roll of the shoulders, elbows behind, reach down, lift. So as you do this, we're just thinking about that lengthening of the collarbones, drawing down, lifting up. So we're nice and relaxed here in the neck. Try not to be pokey. Just lengthen, just drift the eyes up and draw your shoulder blades slightly towards one another and down the back. And then you lengthen across the collarbones, as I've said. And we just add that little lift of the chest so we extend the upper section of the spine. I would like you to do 3 more. Last 2. And 1 more. And rest. So already now just feeling a little bit more open here. So we're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, float the arms up this time. Reach up to the ceiling and slightly back. Then take your hands out as you breathe in and come down. Breathe out. So we're now focusing on mainly that gentle extension of the upper section of your spine, keeping your tail tucked under slightly, please. As we go again, up and back, and then return. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. And of course, now we're going to think about adding the roll down to that. So you breathe in, as you breathe out, roll down. Let your arms hang, lengthen down the back, all the way down to the bottom where you breathe in. Draw the tummy in and draw yourself back up. Slide your shoulder blades down your back, float your arms up and reach back. Hands go out, you are tall, breathe in, breathe out and roll down. All the way down to the bottom, drawing yourself back up, tall and broad, float your arms up. Brilliant. Okay, so we've focused on lengthening across the collarbones, focused on realigning our shoulders, thinking of our posture. Now let's challenge our shoulder strength and stability. So we're going to do that roll down and walk ourselves forwards into a plank position. Now you could do this against the wall or a sideboard, okay, because we're just initially going to come here with our hands under our shoulders. So as you come through, draw your shoulders back, lengthen your neck, draw your face away from the mat, tuck your tail under a little bit. Okay, you don't want to be rounded here too much, or what often people do is round here. So chest forwards, lengthen across the top of your shoulders and push up through the heels of your hands. And either here or here. And all I want you to do is tap your knees. So you could lengthen one leg, tap down. Lengthen one leg, tap down. If you're here, you just bend the knee. Tap the floor with your knee. But your focus is that strength and stability in your shoulders. So draw your shoulders away, face away from the mat, corset of support, and just tap the knee down. And I'm going to ask you to do this 4 more times. 3, 2, and 1. Now, push yourself up. Push your bottom up to the ceiling. Now, I always need to move my hands in one sort of step here. Push your bottom up to the ceiling, sink between the arms, lengthen the back, pointy bottom, as I said, up towards the ceiling there. Sink between the shoulders, nice stretch for the shoulders. And then bend the knees, walk yourself back, strong wrists required, plant the heels, draw the tummy in, and draw yourself back up. Slide your shoulders down, lift your head, float the arms up, and reach back. Go lovely and wide with your hands, breathe in, breathe out, roll down. Let's go again. Let the arms hang, take your time and go all the way down. As I say, you can do this on the sideboard or come forwards here into this plank position. Now you want to think about lengthening across the top of your shoulders, pushing up. This for me is the main focus here of a plank. Most of us are able to hold our bodies nice and long really, but it's the shoulders that we struggle to do. So shoulders back, draw your face away from the mat, and you can absolutely be here or here. This time we're going to squat back. So here you just go back, come forward, shoulders draw down, neck long. And then again, and come through. Or here, bend the knees, squat back, sink between the arms, and then come through. That's quite difficult for you. You can go here to a down dog. It doesn't matter because the movement is the same at the shoulders. Okay, I don't mind. You can vary it if you like. But what we are doing is we are sinking between our arms, head between the arms, really stretching around the shoulders, and then more importantly, coming through into that lovely strong position. Okay, here. And then drive through, neck long. I would like you to do 1 more, please. And hold that nice strong position, chest forwards a little bit, tuck the tail under, corset of support, holding here. Now, from there, push your bottom up, another sink, and now you could push your heels towards the floor a little bit if you like, straighten the calves, and then bend the knees, walk yourself back. Plant your heels. Let your upper body hang and draw yourself back up. Broaden tall, float the arms up and reach back. Take your arms out so lovely and wide. Brilliant. So lots of work through the shoulders. Now this time I'm not going to lie, we're going to go down and do a few press-ups. So if you'd rather do these on the sideboard, then absolutely do that. But the focus is the shoulders and the stability. So choose how you're going to do it, but we're going to breathe in and breathe out, and I'm going to roll down here. So for these, we're going to need to take our hands a bit wider. Okay, now depending on where your hands are, depends on where your elbows then go. Now you absolutely need to focus on that shoulder stability. Draw them back, neck long. You can, however, put your knees down here, or not at all. The choice is yours. And you might want to go here first. But your shoulders remain broad across the top, and then we send our forehead. If you're here, the angle of the spine doesn't change. The only reason you're going lower to the floor is that you're bending your elbows and sending them out and back a bit, depending on where your hands are. So for me, I'm going to take my hands a little bit wider, send them out a little bit more, to the point that you want to be nice to your wrists. If you're in this three-quarter plank, then yes, the spine doesn't move, but it's your chest that is heading towards the floor rather than your forehead, because that moves the position of your spine. If you're on your toes, again, same thing. Okay, your spine doesn't move, just the elbows and the shoulders and a little bit at the wrists, but not a lot at the wrists, to be fair. That shouldn't really be much at all. As we send that chest down. So drawing the shoulders back, pushing up the heels of your hands, strong core, the elbows bend. Push. I think you could do 3 more. Driving up, last 2. And 1 more. And then down dog. I'm going to bring my hands back and in a bit. Go for that down dog, nice stretch here. And then walk back, pushing up through the heels of the hands as you walk back and drawing yourself up. Checking my feet at hip distance apart and parallel. And going that way. Beautiful. Well done. Not easy, I know, but it's all about the strength and stability in the shoulders, and I want people to be strong in their shoulders and be aware of where their shoulders are for good posture. Now we're going to lie down on our front or on all fours. We're just going to move the spine. So breathe in. As you breathe out, 1 more roll down. Bring yourself forwards. Either here for cat-cow or here just for the extension. So breathe in. Hands wide of the face, legs long and relaxed. Breathe out. Look forwards, push your chest forwards and ribs and maybe come up here. So I really think extension of the spine is important. I used to really not like it, but we spend so much time rounded, that's why initially many people don't like it, because it feels really uncomfortable. But if you can, the more and more you do it and the more and more comfortable you become with this movement, the better it's going to be for your posture. So chest forwards, ribs forward, shoulders back, and then gently go. I'm going to ask you to do 2 more. And you might be doing that cat-cow stretch. And then 1 more. And then rest. And maybe you're on all fours. You now can come down onto your front just momentarily. I just want to make us aware of those long, stabilising muscles of the spine. So tuck the tail under, put your hand by your side. If you've got a block, you can put your forehead on it, but we're just going to lift the upper body here. Legs relaxed, bottom relaxed. Breathe in, engage the core as you breathe out, lift. Breathe in and lower. And then again, breathe out, lift. Breathe in and lower. So it really is just about that shoulder strength, neck alignment, shoulder strength, shoulder awareness, neck alignment, and strength and awareness of those long back muscles. As I say, you could add in the dart arms if you like, and then roll, and again, and roll forward. Brilliant. Let's do 3 more. Roll forward. 2 more. And last one. And relax. I just think being able to do that without clenching your bottom, just being aware of those long back muscles is key. Now, however, you get to roll over and have a lie on your back. So this is where we really need to be aware of our posture, the length of the back of your neck, being able to keep your chin down and knowing whether you need something, a small something underneath your head to keep the alignment and length of the spine. I'm trying really hard not to, and many of you try not to, but I'm getting to the point where sometimes I feel I'm looking slightly back, and we really need that length in the neck there. So I might have to get a very small something underneath my head in the future. But for now, I'm going to stick with it. Arms out, nice and broad across the shoulders, neck lovely and long. Feet on the floor, hip distance apart, and a few of those pelvic tilts, and then release. And again. Now we know that the base, but the main focus here, and sort of one of the base moves with Pilates, is being aware of that belt of support around your waist and then moving initially the legs. And then we can add the arms as well and maybe add movement to the spine. But initially it's about being aware of that deepest abdominal and keeping me nice and still here. So I've got my feet hip distance apart, neck long, corset of support. And from here, you could raise your knees or just stay where you are and create lightness in your feet. So knees above the hips or here with your feet resting very lightly, but that belt of support around your waist. We breathe in. As you breathe out, lengthen away one leg and return. Breathing out and in. Now you could do this, as you know, with your knees up. So you get that nice range of movement within the hip joint. The ribs draw down. You're well aware of that corset of support around your waist here. And then again. Brilliant. So as I say, nice range of movement. You're resting on the base of the spine and the back of the pelvis. And we go long. And return. And again. Fabulous. And I'm going to ask you for just 2 more. 1 and 1 more. And then allow yourself a little hug. And when you rest, notice where you relax. And I'm hoping it's just around the waist. For now, we're going to keep our feet on the floor. So arms by your side, breathe in. As you breathe out, take both arms up above the head and then round the side on the return. I'm going to shuffle this way. So you breathe out and breathe in on the return. Palms facing up on the return here. So you are continuing to open across the length of the shoulders, the collarbones, and that nice range of movement there at the shoulders, keeping the back of your rib cage down as your arms go up. I'd like you to do 4 more, please. Here, we really need to just be aware of that lengthening across the collarbones, the bottom of the back of the rib cage on the mat. Last 2. And 1 more. Brilliant. And then, of course, we're going to rest and come back to this. So we're going to do a set of hip rolls. This is just one of those Pilates exercises that we should do. So knees and feet glued together if you like. feet on the floor or feet up. You can do this with your feet wide, but traditional hip rolls are here. And we breathe in. As you breathe out, send your knees to one side and look to the other. And draw yourself back from your waist. The idea being that we are just thinking about that lovely rotation of the spine. But as your knees go over, keep that shoulder pinned to the floor. And then come back and go the other way. And come back. Just alternating sides. Fabulous. And then again. And I'm going to do a few with my knees up as well. So knees above the hips, drawing in, breathe in. As you breathe out, send your knees over. So really try hard to keep that shoulder blade pinned to the mat. And then go over the other way. And return. And again. Brilliant. Come on, really aware of that belt of support, controlling, supporting the spine, and then another 2 belts on top of that, your obliques, helping to rotate you and draw you back. I'm going to do 2 more. And then 1 more. Going across the back of the pelvis in that neutral position, remember, and return. And then we're going to return to those arms that we just did, adding the legs. So we're nearly there. Last base move in Pilates, neutral position, breathe in. As you breathe out, if you wish to, float the knees up so they're above the hips. Breathe in to prepare. I'd like to do 10 repetitions. As you breathe out, take both arms up and maybe 1 foot taps down and return. That's 1, 9 more to go. Or you could send that leg lovely and long. And many of you know you can do this with your feet on the floor, and that might be exactly what you're doing. But for me, this is about being aware of that corset of support around your waist, challenging it with regards to endurance, strength and stability, and then mobilising our shoulders and our hips a little bit. I'm only going to do 2 more here, and then we're going to have a moment of rest and do another 10. And when you do your next set of 10, you could make it a bit more challenging. You could even add in the curl up. Okay, because essentially it's about that deep abdominal and then your obliques and that 6-pack muscle that are on top. They will help. As time goes by, they will assist in stabilising the spine. Obviously, if you're curling up, that muscle curls you up. But really, they do assist in helping you to support those 5 little vertebrae in the lower back. So, when you're ready, either here or here, you don't have to add the curl up in at all. But from here, if you are, we breathe in, unfortunately, as our hands go up. As you breathe out, return and curl up. So this is probably one of the harder versions, that you go long and then curl in, keeping a gap between your chin and your chest. Okay, as we lengthen away. Now, some of you may be doing as I am, with a lovely long leg here, and returning. Some of you may think, actually, I'm going to go a bit harder, and I'm going to take both feet down and tap the floor. And I've suggested 10, but maybe you're 6 or 8 in, thinking, oh, I think I can do more. Challenging those muscles, maintaining good technique, good form. So we send the arms up and back. I'm going to see if I can do 4 more, and that's way over the 10. Oh, go for the abdominals. 2 more in my world. And another one. And give the knees a hug. And relax. Brilliant. Alrighty, hold on to one knee, send the other leg long. Circle the foot. Okay, just the foot, a few times in each direction. And then change legs. And then if you wish, use your legs to bring you up into a seated position. And here, I'd like you to sit nice and tall. Take your head up and listen to what's going on up there with one ear, and then listen with the other ear. Alternating sides. Oh, lovely. Let's do 4 more. 3 more. And again. And last one. And relax with wobbly head syndrome. Now, as I said, today is a shorter session and I just wanted to work on all of it. Strength and stability in the legs, strength and stability in the shoulders, whilst moving and moving bigger to keep our flexibility. So this could be a repeater, a really quite basic Pilates repeater session. Well done.